Okay, come on over, bring the water, let me try it. So she told me how to drink it. You have to drink, enough, half your body weight in ounces. So that's about 6 to 8 glasses for me. So when you drink that much water, and in 2 weeks, the pain went away. And it's like, oh, how could that be? I didn't believe that it was the water. So I jumped on a plane to went to see my dad in Atlanta. So I'm in California. I flew a plane to Atlanta, and you can't take water on the plane, right? So I didn't realize the water was doing that much for me till I got over there, and in a few days I started having pain, and it's like, oh no, oh no, I can't believe it's the water. So then that's when I believed it was the water. So I told my dad, I'm gonna have to go, and I won't be able to visit you unless you have the water here. So I flew back and started drinking the water again, and within a few days I was fine. So I try to understand, well, why did this water do this for me? So I researched it, and basically, we're just dehydrated. That's it. And so this is water that can get into your cellular level better than the bottled water. The bottled water is only 10 to 20% absorbed. This water is 80% absorbed. So that's why it made such a difference. And it has antioxidants in it that fights the free radicals. The water is electrified. It's a unit that you put in your house. You can't buy it in the store, unfortunately. You have to put a system in your house. It gets filtered first by the carbon filter, antibacterial filter, and then it's electrified, and it goes through these titanium platinum plates. So the water is split, and you have OH negative and hydrogen in the water. So they're free, running around in the water looking for these free radicals that are attacking your body, because we breathe air, the air around us is attacking us, aging us. So the water attacks those and prevents it from attaching to our cells and attacking our cells and making them sick. So when you drink the water, that's what happens. So I understood it. So um, better hydration. And when you're dehydration, your body gets all this inflammation, and your body just seems to store it anywhere it wants to store it in your joints. It affects your blood volume is low, so now your sugar levels are high. And if you just hydrate and make your blood volume the normal amount in there, then when you go take your test, then your A1C goes down and your blood sugars are normal. So it's like all of that your body can regulate if you just put the good stuff in, the water in. So I help people with the hydration. I help people with nutrition. You also need to eat 8 to 10 fruits and vegetables a day to get that nutrition in. And then movement. That's the last thing. So it's my 3 pillars of health. Is what I practice and what I teach now. So I just teach people the basics, for health. And if you just go back to the basics, think of the caveman. What did they do? All they had was water. They didn't have soda. They
Coffee, alcohol.
and they ate from the land, fruits and vegetables. And then they had lots of exercise because they were running and trying to get those dinosaurs. I don't know if they had dinosaurs back then, but you got a lot of exercise, But and they didn't eat that much meat because you had to catch it. You know, if you had to go out there and catch it now, you probably couldn't catch something. you know? So reduce your amount
Not
of.
skilled in that level personally.
Yeah, I know. I'd be afraid to hurt the little bunny. The little bunny. So yeah, just go back to basics. Drink water, eat good, and get exercise. Those are the basic things, and your body will thank you for it. You'll lose weight. You'll sleep better. You'll have so much energy. It's just amazing of what just the basic things good for you. And then your doctor will have to get you off of the medication because I've helped people get off insulin and all their diabetic medication, and it's just because they're eating better, they're drinking better, and they lose weight. The weight is the most important thing. You got to lose the weight. So you got to change what you drink, you got to change what you eat, and you got to get the exercise. 5 to 10,000 steps a day is like 30 minutes. It's not that hard. You just have to get it in a consistent thing. Every day, try to do some exercise. And if you're at a desk all day, get up every hour and do something for 5 minutes. You can do jumping jacks if you're not, more than 10 pounds overweight, because if you're too much overweight, all that pressure on your knees and ankles would be really harmful. So walking is very good for you. Swimming is very good for you, if you're really overweight. But you got to get the movement in there. You just move your arms, move your legs. If you're a couch potato, then just kick your legs up and down. Do your arms back and forth. you know, get that blood going. You know,
They have those little bicycle things that you can sit on the chair and
right,
do them. And then there's whole workouts where it's just like you sit in your chair and,
right,
a wide variety of reasons why you might want to do that. But they do have exercise for all levels of wherever you are. You can get there.
right. I mean, if you're not that mobile, don't worry about it. But you do need to move that lymphatic fluid around. You have two fluids in your body: your blood, which is pumped by your heart, and your lymphatic fluid. That's the clear fluid that cleans your blood. So you need, and the only reason why that will move is if you move. If you don't move, then it's stagnant. Okay. So
Yeah.
you need to move every day, and not just, 5 minutes, but you can break it up. You can break it up to 5 minutes every hour and do something. But at least stand up every hour, and do something. Either walk down to the kitchen and get water, or go to the bathroom. And you got to get up and move so that that lymphatic fluid will go around and clean out your blood and your body.
And they
But
have those vibration plates that you can get, and you stand on that. 10 minutes is supposed to be the same as walking for half an hour. That's not necessarily exercise, but lymph movement.
right, right. And that's all you really need. You just need to get the movement going around. During the COVID, a lot of people that I know did not really die of COVID, but they died of the COVID results, because you're sitting at home, not doing anything, and
I saw that
they
too.
got they got strokes, they got clots, and I had three people I knew. One had a stroke, and they're paralyzed on the left side all the way down.
Mm.
And another one got a stroke, went to their lungs and they died. And another one got, a clot, and it wasn't good. So yeah,
Well, they
um,
told us not to go outside, which is like that's the first thing we should have done. Is
yeah,
we needed the vitamin D. We needed to move.
right.
And then it was, oh, make sure you go to the restaurants. Okay, so stay home,
Stay
stay
home.
inside, sit and do nothing, and go eat a bunch of junk.
Yeah,
This nowhere in the history of time has that been a recipe for good health.
right. Yeah. So it's just been a horrible thing that it's to the world. But I think people are realizing that their health is important. Your immune system. If your immune system is up and you didn't have any other issues, then you could survive. And most of the people that had problems, they had these underlying conditions, which really did not help the situation. So
No.
that's why a lot of people, had problems in the hospital and they didn't get to survive. But the water helps boost your immune system. And the water is alive. It has electricity in it. If I put two lighters and light them into the water, it sparks. You see the electricity in water. We're electrical beings. When your heart stops, they pump you with the electricity. They look at the electrocardiogram. So we're electrical beings. We need to put the energy back in our body,
Yeah.
and that just gives you the boost of energy. You can do anything. Your brain fog is gone. You can think better. So get up every hour and do something. Just do some hand movings and something. Just to get your body going, your blood's going, and you get more oxygen. When you move around, you get more oxygen, and you need more oxygen to your brain so you can think and so you can work. So that's my
You
story.
know, it's funny. I had asthma in my early 20s, and
Hmm.
we all know what asthma is. But until I had it, say, oh, well, you have trouble breathing. But until I had it, and I was like, wait, there's so many things I can't do when I can't breathe.
Right.
And it's kind of a no duh. And yet at the same time, it's like I didn't really fully connect the dots at that point in time until I couldn't breathe. And then it's like, going from my bed to the toilet was like
Yeah.
Felt like 100 miles, you know.
Right. Right.
And I was like, okay, can I make it? Yeah, I think I can, you know. And so it was quite a chore, but there's such, and again, it's a no duh, but it's such an important part of what are we breathing? Breathing in the air, you know, getting enough oxygen in our body, getting enough water. I've always drank a lot of water, so
Hmm.
um, you know that's always been easy for me. I know other people, oh, water just doesn't taste good, and da da and da da. I'm like, I don't know.
Right. Yeah. It
I
doesn't taste
prefer
good.
water. I prefer water, honestly.
Right. Well,
I
in the
can't tell you
plastic.
the last time I had a Coke. So
Yeah. Yeah. Sodas are, they're so acidic, you know, when I show people this demo of water bottles that they drink, and my water is purple when I put the little drops in, and then all the other waters are yellow and orange because that means they're acidic. And then soda is like so orange. And then when you try to pour water into the other water bottles, it'll change right away back to purple. But when you get to soda, it won't change. I'd have to pour 32 glasses to make it turn purple. I
wow.
mean, it's that acidic. I mean, just like the battery acid in your car, you're putting that soda in your body. I mean, it's affecting everything all the way down. Your little filaments that are trying to move the food down, and that's why you get acid reflux. You probably destroyed all those little things trying to help your food stay down. I mean, there's so many things, you know, we just don't know what a lot of these chemicals would do. So we just need to go back to basics. You know, dogs don't drink soda. And if they eat our food, they get the same stuff we get. They get the arthritis, and they get all kinds of problems and cancer and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. You hear some people, you know, oh my cat's got diabetes or my dog's got diabetes or something
Yeah,
like that, and it's like, you know, they're diseases that we typically think of as more human diseases.
right,
And yeah, you're right. If you're feeding them our food, and that's why, you know, I'm working on going more clean or at least cleaner,
right,
and it's very difficult. You know, I go to the farmers market, and you know I try to at least get as many resources as I can, but then you know sometimes you just, I do a lot of networking, so you're going to different restaurants, you don't know what's in the food, you don't know where they sourced it.
right, right. Yeah, and they spray everything in the store with pesticides. I even went to the farmers market thinking I could get food that was just homegrown, just like I would do it. But when I talked to them, they said, "Ma'am," and they called me "ma'am," which I didn't like. And they said if we didn't put something on them, then we wouldn't have anything to bring to market. So they do put pesticides on. They try to put the least toxic ones on, but I feel like I don't want anything on it. So I try to teach people how to grow in your backyard. Now, if you don't have enough space, don't worry about it. You can grow in the refrigerator, you can grow in your window seal. I mean, you can grow just about anywhere, but it just have to get some sun. Some things don't need sun, like lettuce and spinach. They don't need the sun, but things that are flowers like fruits, they need sun. So you just put them in a sunny place. So I try to teach people on how to, grow, whatever they need in their backyard. I mean, I have everything in my backyard, and I don't really have that big of space. LA, we don't get much space. But I have three apple trees. I have two Asian pear trees. I have a blood orange tree. I have a pink grapefruit. I have two avocado trees, two lemon trees, two grapevines, five banana trees. Then I have spinach and lettuce, all up and down the sides of the trellis. Tomatoes, 20 tomato plants. I mean, you can't go wrong with all that stuff. Figure out what you like to eat and just put it out there. I just started my herbs inside because it's still not warm enough to put them outside, and they'll grow to a good height. And then when they get to good height, I'll put them outside in the spring. But think of ways that you can, you know, get foods in your body that are nutritious. You don't need to take all these vitamins and everything. If you just the minimum, vitamin D is very important. So if you're not outside getting that vitamin D from the sun, you might have to take vitamin D supplements. And vitamin C, those are the only two that I would suggest taking. But you can get them from your foods. That's the bottom line. You don't have to take all this stuff. And as soon as you can just take charge of your health, I also have a take charge of your health workshop on Fridays at noon. So in about 30 minutes, I will have that going. And we just talk about health. We just talk about things. Today, this week, we're talking about the skin. This whole month, we've been talking about the skin. And today, we're talking about perfumes. Have you ever thought about your perfume, what you're putting on your skin? Your skin is the largest organ that you have. It sucks up everything you put on it. So be careful. The soaps, the shampoos, the makeup, you have to think about what's in that stuff. So we're going to talk about that today.
It's so important. I mean, and the what we put in our to wash our clothes, and the things we use to clean our house, all of these things touch our skin. I know
Right,
some of those laundry detergents, they have scents to them, and oh my God, it's like I can't, you
right,
know.
right. And yeah, if you have breathing problems, all those things that you put into those little scents that you plug into the walls,
Oh,
you're
they're
breathing that
horrible.
in. You can't breathe that in. You're not made to just breathe that in every single day. Your body at some point it won't be able to handle it. And that's what happens. People develop all these lung conditions. But it's just important just to live natural, you know? We don't need all those perfumes and stuff, all those lotions and creams and all that stuff that you put on your body, and then all that processed foods. Try to cook, meals. Nowadays we're so busy, we can't even come home and cook meals. When my son was born, I cooked meals all 3 meals every single day from home, even though I worked in the hospital and I was very busy, worked more than 40 hours a week. And I still got up early enough to cook breakfast and pack the lunch and then come home and cook dinner, so that we would have a healthier meal. So it's important to think about um, changing what you drink, change what you eat, and then add the exercise.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of moving. That's what you need to do.
Hey, Mark.
There was probably I was enjoying y'all's conversation. Y'all always have amazing conversations, and I was thinking to myself that as Jeanette knows, I'm way too guilty of depending too much on DoorDash, less Grubhub, but going out and eating too much. So I was hearing about all this wonderful thing. I do know that I try to get in a reasonable amount of water, but it definitely, unfortunately, is a lot of times the tap water. And I was hearing you say that sometimes that's not always as good for you as well. So they got to get some other kinds of water, but definitely get that water supply. And then the one question I had for you, Miss Dorcia, and everything was, I remember not necessarily because my parents were very busy parents, so they didn't necessarily prepare lunches for us. But I sometimes wonder, because I don't have any kids of my own, whether kids even get lunches prepared for them when they are going off to school and everything. Because I do remember there were a number of kids growing up that they would have definitely the cafeteria lunch, and some people
Right.
like the cafeteria lunch, but there would be other folks that had their own lunch brought with them, prepared by their parents and everything. And I was just wondering if my grandmother, I don't think that Jeanette knows this, on my mother's side, not the one that I have talked about, that was the librarian on my dad's side, but she was a cafeteria worker and everything. So I have mad respect for the cafeteria workers. But I was just wondering your take on both in hospitals and in schools, but your take on whether we're sending the kids to school with prepared lunches enough.
Right. Well, I had recently acquired my nephew, which he was in third grade, and we started, took care of him. And they do provide lunch in schools.
But they're
Um,
horrible.
yeah. Well,
They
I
were
remember.
horrible when we were in school, and they're just even grosser now.
Yeah, I remember when I was in school, they had spinach on the menu, and that was the best spinach. No one else would eat it. So the kids may not eat what if they even do provide good meals. They pick the wrong stuff because they've been used to it. But
We never had anything that good.
yeah, so we had spinach and vegetables, but the kids would eat it. I would always take theirs, and I'd eat it. So I've always, loved fruits and vegetables. But yeah, they do provide lunches and they do provide good meals for them, some of them, but they have a choice. They have a choice. And so they're not going to pick the right choice, of course.
No, and as you were saying that, I was just thinking because my grandmother, who passed away many years ago, decades ago, was actually a very good cook, both in the school and outside. So definitely, though it was a rural school, there was a number of choices that were better prepared. But to Jeanette's point, I do know that when we were in the middle of the pandemic, they would sometimes, I'm not saying that we're out of it now, but they would sometimes provide lunches even in the apartment complexes. And I'm here in North Carolina, and there would be a lot of very sugary and bad food that was included in those packages. Now, they might give you an apple or something good to go with it, but there was a whole lot of sugar as
Yeah.
well. So I sometimes do feel that the school systems are guilty of not helping with the nutrition either. But I don't know if you got any thoughts.
They just put cheap stuff in, but that's where parents need to speak up. And I know the school that my nephew was at, we did speak up, and they did get better food. But you have to be on top of it, And if you don't think they're giving you good food for your children, you need to make them a lunch, so that they can have better food. But that's only if they eat it.
Yep, I'm going to turn it back over to
trade all the time.
Yeah, I'm going to turn it back over to Jeanette and everything. But I did have a quick question, because I know some people that love getting those what is considered purified water from the whether it's the convenience store or the grocery store or a number of other places. I was just wondering, where do you think folks should get the good water that is needed in our system? Because as I alluded to, even our tap systems, and I know the tap system here in North Carolina, as well as other places, isn't always the best of water to have. So I just wanted your take on where we should get the good water from.
Well, the only water, because I promote, antioxidant, hydrogen-rich water, and to me, that's the only water that is cleaned and it's alkaline, it's pH balanced, and your body can actually utilize it. All the other water, your body is actually filtering it. If you buy it from a bottle, I don't know if you guys heard about that plastic thing. They're talking about all this plastic is in people's bodies now because you're drinking the bottled water. We need to get away from the bottled water, and you need to have a system in your house that just provides water. I remember when I was a young girl, my grandfather, was on a farm, and we drank out of the well water, which was really good water then. But now our ground has been contaminated from the companies, and we have to resort to bottled water. But I can't recommend any good bottled water because they're using reverse osmosis to remove all the chemicals and stuff out of the water. But then your body is devoid of the minerals, the natural minerals that you should be drinking in your water. So it turns it acid. They probably didn't even know it turned it acid. And so when you're drinking a lot of acidic foods and a lot of acidic water, your body is out of balance, and you start getting your minerals leached from your body. So that's why people have a lot of problems with their joints, because you're losing your calcium, your magnesium, your potassium, because the water is pulling it out. So it's something that's going to happen in people's homes eventually. You just have to look and see about getting a system, which would be really beneficial for your health. And it's not really that expensive. I mean, if you look at how much you spend on bottled water, add it up over the couple of years, you've probably paid for 1, 2, or 3 of these machines, if you look over 5 or 10 years. So, and they last pretty much forever because there's no working parts.
Is it easy to get it if you're in an apartment? Because I'm in an apartment complex, or do I need to try to talk my apartment complex into getting it as well? So is it easy to get it in a individual location, such as an apartment?
Oh yeah, I put it in all kinds of people's homes, apartments. It's you put it under the sink, or you can put it on the counter and attach it to your sink. It's totally portable. You can move it, easy to move. It's not a permanent fixture. So it sits right on your top of your counter, and you attach it to your faucet. It's an easy 10-minute fix. They give you a video that comes with the machine on how to install it. And it comes with all the little parts, attachments, so you can attach it to your sink. And if you have one of those wands that come out, they have an attachment for that, so that you can easily attach to water. And all you do is you turn it on, and you get clean water. It's amazing.
Well, I'm heading out the door, but I do miss that well water that you were talking about, because my grandparents definitely on mom's side had well water. So that well water was definitely some of the best tasting water, as I recall it, and all along those lines. And even to this day, some people say it isn't that great because you're also tempted to put salt on it. But I am convinced that a lot of us that love celery and love certain fruits like watermelon and other fruits are like them because of the water amount that is in there as well. Because I definitely know that that's some ways that you can get water, even though you might be tempted to put some salt on it also. But definitely celery and watermelon and other fruits have a decent amount of water intake in them and everything.
Right. So water is naturally alkaline. So all this hoopla about alkaline water, your water is alkaline. So they're just putting more stuff in it, which is not good for you. A lot of times you get too much alkaline minerals in there. You just need the natural balance, you know, from the your tap water. And then you just need to clean it because they put chlorine in it. We need to get rid of the chlorine. Chlorine is bad for your kidneys. So don't drink out of the tap if your state has chlorine in it. You just want to be very cautious. You can send off for a free report and they'll tell you what's in your water. That's what you need to do first so you can see what you need to take out.
And then I was just seeing something the other day, and all the drugs that people take, well, what does the body naturally do with it? We pee it out. Where does that water go, right?
Right.
So we're all being influenced by drugs that we never took.
Right.
Because it's in the water. I mean, like it's just there.
And in California, they're recycling our toilet water. They're giving it back to us, and I don't know if they're doing it in all states, but the water is so scarce these days. They're just recycling it, cleaning it, and giving it back to you. So yeah, you have all those prescription drugs. Are they all out? You need to get a test to make sure that those chemicals, those prescription drugs are not in your water, and get a system that will filter it out. It's very important to have clean drinking water that's alkaline, that's antioxidant, and is super absorbing so that you can get hydrated really well. And that's what your body is looking for. Hydration. We're all, need more hydration. When they look at autopsies, the people pretty much die of dehydration. It's like that's one of the number one causes. It's like if we could just help people understand about water, get rid of the soda, and drink more water, I think we would all be healthier.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all these things. I watch the Foods That Built America sometimes, and it's really amazing, all the things that went into the whys of how these companies got where they did.
Mm-hmm.
And like Kellogg's, I mean, originally that was actually a health food. And then it couldn't sell it. And, there's a movie, The Road to Wellville, which really gets into that, which is kind of a funny movie. But they couldn't sell it as a healthy product, but they add a bunch of sugar to it. And then you've got Kellogg's Corn Flakes. And, I think we're so used to having cereal that we don't know what it's like to not have cereal. So to imagine, it's like they're like, so what did people eat for breakfast? Cereal was an answer to a quick fix. And I've never been a big cereal fan. My body doesn't like it. And I'll try every now and then. I'm like, oh, this one looks like it's, I look at this one might be okay. No, it doesn't like it. So it's never been a big deal for me, but there are people who really do live on cereal and all
it's a quick thing for the mother to give their children,
Right.
My mother, they used to cook eggs and bacon and toast and potatoes or hash browns in the morning. So we had that every morning, and it can be healthy, I mean, I changed to vegan because I was tired of putting all that crap in my body and then having to flush it out with the water. It's like, why should I do that? It's just a vicious cycle back and forth. So right. I just went totally the opposite way. I went vegan. So I also teach people how to go vegan. I have recipes. I've converted all my recipes to vegan, and eating less, cholesterol meals helps your cholesterol.
Oh, sure.
You just have to take a look and see what you're eating, so you can, if you're having that kind of a problem, you just need to decrease the cholesterol, and all the fried foods and the processed foods, you can make things that taste good. And I do well. I've been a vegan for about 7 years, and it's wonderful. I don't have any problem. And nowadays they have so much substitution. I don't drink cow's milk, but I love milk because, growing up on the farm, you drink a lot of milk, and so you have good teeth, you have good calcium and everything. And so I went to a plant-based milk. And so I get my calcium and my vitamin D from the milk. And so it's just good. It's just as good. And I have my vegan butter. You know, they make it out of coconut. And I mean, you can make these substitute changes, and you can make a little changes in your life. So yeah, if you're interested in, um, redoing your food things or going vegan, yeah, just let me know.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about your class, because this is something I hadn't heard about before. So tell us a little bit about your class and how that works.
Oh, okay. So it's on Alignable. I don't know if you guys heard of Alignable. It's sort of like a social media, but it's not. But I have every Friday at noon, I talk about health. So I either talk about hydration, nutrition, or movement. And so each month I spend time on one category. So we spent on hydration last month. This month we were on skin. So, anything, to do with skin, things that you're putting on your body, why your body breaks out, and it's probably because of your hydration. If you don't have enough hydration, your body has to store it someplace. And so you have a few places where your body can eliminate it through your pee, your poop, your breath, and your skin. And your skin is your largest organ. So if you're having a lot of skin problems, breaking out, I mean, people with eczema, I mean, all that is related to what you're putting in your mouth. Most of the time, it's what you're putting in your mouth. And so what you need to do is you find out, what the problem is. Not just take something for it and put something on to decrease the pain, but actually find out what is the problem. I had a lady that said she had eczema, and she was getting all these creams, going to the doctor, steroid creams, trying to get rid of the eczema on her hands. And it turned out that she was a painter, and she wore gloves painting so that she wouldn't absorb the paint in her, and that was very good of her thought. But she had the gloves on all day, and it created bacteria in there. So she had a fungus on her hands. And so I told her, you need to not wear gloves and have all that sweat build up under there. So we got rid of the eczema that she called eczema by putting the water on her hands, and we killed the fungus that was on her hands. So now her hands are nice and smooth. And I said, okay, so get you some gloves that are cloth gloves, and then put the plastic on top of it. But you need to make sure you wash those things every day so that you don't get that fungus again. So she's doing great. So you just have to find out what the cause is. What is the problem? Why are you having that? No one wants to find out what you're having. They just want to give you a something for the symptoms. Let's dive into the issue. Okay, what is the issue? That's what we need to look at. And so people can bring their problems to the workshop. If they want something that they want me to highlight, I will highlight that on the next week. So yeah, you just bring your questions. We talk about a topic that I give tips on, cooking, gardening, exercise, just anything that, we want to talk about. So it's only 30 minutes. So it doesn't take out that much time of your day. And there's, it's the name of my group is Take Charge of Your Health. So I'm Alignable. You can sign into my group, and then you'll see the events that I have for that workshop every Friday.
Cool.
Definitely heard of Alignable. It's kind of like LinkedIn and everything. Yeah. But Dulcie, I was just wondering, because it seems to me, because you mentioned it earlier with your patient and all along those lines, but I've had some friends, mom is even one. Are we seeing an uptick or a rise in eczema? And is it because of our diet? Because it seems like every time I turn around, somebody else is complaining around eczema. And maybe it was common back in the decades before, but it seems even more common now and everything. So I was curious your thoughts around that. And I don't know if Jeanette told you, but Pod TV, which she's on, is a global network. So I was wondering if there is any part of the country that is, or the world, that is doing better with their water than, say, we are here in the West and everything, in your assessment, since it is a global network.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not an allergist or anything, but I do notice a lot of people having more skin problems. And a lot of it could be because we're eating so many pesticides. And, your body doesn't know what to do with it. So it gets rid of waste in different ways. Your body could, get rid of it through your poop, but some people get rid of it through their skin, and they're developing all kinds of different things that probably haven't seen before. And so it's important to eliminate toxins that whatever you can. Either it's the creams that you're putting on it, or the soap that you're washing in, or the water that you're bathing in. You need to look at all the things that touch your body so you can sort of eliminate them one by one, and then you can find out the source and then eliminate the source. So it could be from, anything that we're putting in our mouth or putting in our body, because, we're seeing a lot of that, just like we're seeing more cancer. It's from our environment, so we have to try to minimize that so that we're not affected. And then the water, when the Flint thing came out about the bad water in Michigan, and everyone was looking at that and rushing to try to help them. But then they started testing the water in California. We have the same problem. Just nobody is testing it. So please, you can go to Home Depot. They have a free tester. You can call your water company and ask them to do a test of your water and give you a report. And they will. They'll give you a report of what's in your water. But yeah, it's happening everywhere. Our water is just deteriorating because of the factories are dumping in the ground, or it's just so much. We don't know what's happening to our water. And then the company, they have to filter it, and then they have to put chemicals in it to kill the bacteria. I mean, then they send it to us, and then the pipes are old and rusted and with lead in them. I mean, they're all old. And even if you repipe your own house, or where you're living, you're still getting water from the other pipes. So it doesn't really, do much for you. And the whole city is repiping, their water and how it's getting to you.
Yeah. No doubt. Going to return it back over to you and Jeanette. I will agree with you about the soap, because I do notice that sometimes if I go to a convenience store or grocery store and get one brand versus another brand, that certain brands act better on my skin than other brands do. So I actually, even though I don't want to give a commercial, but I know that in my case, Dove seems to work better, even though sometimes I can't necessarily get to Dove as fast. So Dial and other ones, I think there's one called that begins with an L, and I can't think of the name of it, but that doesn't do that well. But sometimes wind up using it, and my body will go like, nope, don't like this soap.
Yeah, I remember we were probably on vacation, and I just used something that, was there, and my whole neck got all leather, felt like leather. And so I was very allergic to it. And so, you want to try to stick to something that is safe for your body will accept it. But yeah, you need to look at the ingredients, reading the label. A lot of this stuff has petroleum products that's made from gasoline. You need to look them up, so that you can make sure that you're safe. I mean, there are a lot of safe. They have a lot of eco-friendly stuff out there now, but you need to look at the label and research it before you just switch brands. If you're having a good result with one brand, stay with it, and but research it and make sure that it's healthy for your body, because all that stuff gets sucked into your body. Your skin absorbs everything. They make drugs to absorb. They put a patch on you. It's absorbing through your thing. Everything else that touches your skin, you're absorbing, and your body has to figure out what to do with it. If it doesn't know what it is, it stores it, and then, you get the buildup, and you get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger because you got all this stuff that it doesn't know what to do with. So do your body a favor, flush it out, eat better, eat cleaner, and then move. Get the movement going so it can help flush it out. Okay, that's my tip for the day. You just have to get better water.
Who wants to do that? Drink water. It doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
You know what? How many times you go to In-N-Out? How many times you go to In-N-Out and you're sitting in line for like 20 minutes?
Yeah.
You could have made your own hamburger at home with better ingredients. I mean, as far as fast food goes, they're higher end, but with better ingredients, you could have made your own.
Right.
You could have made something much healthier for you in 20 minutes, but we're lazy. It's easy. I'm too busy to work out. Really?
You can do it in your house. You can work out in your house. You're just making it. They're just making excuses. Don't have an excuse. Your body doesn't want an excuse.
We only get one body.
That's right. You only have one body. You need to make the best of it. Yeah. So get out there and do something. Move. The world is beautiful. Medicine tastes bad. So just drink the water like medicine, and do yourself a favor. And your body is 70% water. It wants the water. And only reason why your water thirst buds have been turned off is because, if you think about it, if you put perfume on and after a few minutes, you won't smell it anymore because it doesn't want you to smell it all day long. So if you don't take care of the water thirst thing, it says, okay, she don't want to listen to me. Okay, let's get the food. Maybe we can suck the water out of the food. And we can get so, but if you drink water if you're hungry and you drink water first, your body might just be thirsty.
Yeah.
And you need to drink more than you eat. We eat 70% and we may drink 10%. So you need to flip it around. Drink 70%. Drink 70% liquid and only eat 30%. And you'll see how your body. And if you want to do intermittent fasting, that's another thing you can do that helps your body, your colon rest. Your colon needs to rest. You just can't put snacks in it all day long and all night long. Your body heals itself at night. So if you stop eating at 6 p.m. and then you wait a whole 12 hours for your body to heal itself, your body heals itself. It needs to rest. And then wait another couple of hours. So that's 12, 13, 14 hours. That's intermittent fasting. And then those last 2 hours, you're losing weight. You're losing weight while you sleep. That's the best time you can lose weight. You don't have to get out there and do any exercise. You can lose weight while you sleep as long as you don't put anything else in your mouth. It's so funny. But if you understand how your body works, then you can make some better choices. And that's what I try to teach on Friday to help people understand about their body and do something different, in your life. And if you make a change, then your body will make a change. If you don't make a change, then it's going to stay the same. So think about what you can do. Do one thing. Just do one thing.
So we just have a few minutes left, and I know you've got another thing to get on. I don't want to run all the way up to 12.
Okay.
I want to give a little time to, go bathroom break or water break or whatever. But I really appreciate you coming on and being right up next to your show. That's so awesome. So I want to give you a few minutes to just like plug yourself. Where can we reach you? Where can we find out about you? What's the, last words? You've kind of did just do one thing, drink your water. I think you've been pretty clear, but right. I just want to give you a couple minutes to plug yourself and how can we find you, and what's your best advice?
Okay, so I have a new website. There's a lot of information on there about the water, about nutrition, and about movement. So it's Dr. Hart's Circle of Life. So that's my new branding.com. So if you go there, you can schedule a one-on-one with me. You should be able to get all the information about my Friday workshop. Or if you just go on Alignable and look up my name or Take Charge of Your Health, you can find my workshop. It's every Friday. You're welcome. It's an open forum. You're welcome to bring your problems. Or if you want more private, you can sign up with a discovery call with me on my website. And we'll go from there. We can find out how we can help you. I even have a Airbnb in Los Angeles, where if you want to come and immerse yourself into the water and my vegan cooking and what we're going to do for you for 2 weeks, you can sign up for that too. So I look forward then to talking to you. Yes, please, give me a call or sign up off of my website, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was really wonderful. I'm going to check that out. So that's really wonderful that you're giving all that information. It's so hard to make those changes sometimes, and having that support really is amazing. And, if doing that 2-week vacation thing with you, that sounds really incredible.
Right. I can send you all the information, but if you can't organize it, you can't do it, I'm here to help you. I also have a 2 week where I call you every day, and we're going to make it a thing that we're going to tell you what to do. I also do a kitchen revamping. We take all the stuff out of your kitchen, then we go shopping. And so we can turn around your food. So if you have a habit of eating bad food, well, we can go in there and remove it all and put new stuff in, you know. And so anytime that you need something, it'll be a healthy snack. You know, it won't be something that's bad for you. So,
That's
you know,
awesome.
if you need just a little help, I'm here for you. I know how hard it can be, but if you just start with baby steps and make it a habit, so we're not changing your diet, we're making a lifetime change. You know, something that you can live with every day. You have to make those decisions. You know, maybe you eat an apple every day. That would be a good thing. Okay, so
Keeps the doctor away, right?
yeah. And a lot of those things are true. You know, your
Right?
doctor will tell you to eat, 4 to 6 fruits and vegetables a day. Now the Surgeon General is telling you to eat 8 to 10. And
Mhm.
people say, oh my God, that's just way too much stuff. But you just have to plan it out. You know, eat 3 with breakfast, eat 3 with lunch, and then 3 with dinner. You're right in there, 9. So
There
you
you
just
go.
plan it out. Don't wait till the evening and then try to get 9 in there because it'll be really hard.
I'm going to introduce you to Kendo Spice, who is the commercial that we always play because she's all about health and she believes in a lot of stuff that you're talking about. And it's a great way to get in some of those nutrients by just using the right spices. So,
Right.
Kendo Spice, take it away.
You know how people love to enjoy food and don't understand how to flavor their food or how to replicate a meal? They're interested in supplements but don't know where to begin? Well, what I do is I take the guesswork out of enjoying flavor and wellness with my flavorful spice blends so that they can create delicious meals with healing benefits. Can Do Spice was created to help cooks at any level enjoy healing through food. Every spice blend was designed to give added health benefits of natural herbs. Every blend is complete. There's no need to add any additional spice for a delicious meal. Saving you time and money while adding supplements to your meals can be both tasty and fun. My earliest memories in the kitchen began with my father, Kenny Can Do Bond, so it was fitting that I would name this line after him. I have always looked to natural remedies to supplement the body, and I found myself hiding herbs and minerals in foods for my family. That's when it hit me. Everyone needs Can Do Spice. Everyone should be having this. It's an exclusive brand for cooks at any level who want to create flavorful dishes with healing benefits that can satisfy the body and soul. Add a little spice to your life. Give Can Do Spice a try.